Okay, it is time for Bleach. And yes, we are finally doing a duo review again. So,
Woo! Yes. Life happens.
yes, it does.
We're
So,
not.
I guess let's just
We
hit the review.
Yep. So first things first,
625. Grimjal's back. Yay.
and he's not pulling any punches.
No. He's already starting fights with everybody.
And everybody else is starting fights with everyone's starting fights with everybody. It
Yeah,
seems like.
that's definitely Grimjal. So I'm glad he hasn't, at least his core hasn't changed.
But it does seem like he's gotten stronger because
Oh, yeah.
because Ichigo had to, or at least I want to say he, was mainly Grimjaw caught him off guard, so it was and he was still in shock from the fact that Grimjaw was there. So you can't fully say, but yeah, he definitely had to gotten stronger. Just
Yeah,
from
you can tell he was surprised at how strong Grimjow's
Grimjaw,
attack was, casually. So,
and that's assuming he has only one transformation still.
yeah. Yeah, I think Segunda Etapa is probably likely,
I mean,
but
that's
we'll see.
that's probably my main that's probably, in my opinion, that's probably why it was introduced in the first place.
Yeah, that's
Like,
fair.
because think about it, you know, if a second awakening form was never introduced, I mean, I'm sure he could have still put it in this arc anyway, but it would have been like, okay, cool. But I don't know. Who knows if it was better or not. But the thing is, I still think that it's that he put it in there as a way of in the Arankar stuff as a way of foreshadowing that it's going to be used by other characters in this one.
Yeah, I think so too, especially since one of the main complaints for most shonen, including Bleach, is Deus Ex Machina, or just power-ups coming literally out of nowhere to save them. Ichigo.
So, so yeah. So the fact that they, if both not only Grimjaw but Nell also unlock this second release form for a wrong car, it would at least make sense because it's already been seen before being used by somebody else.
Right.
But I don't think, honestly, I don't, even if they didn't do that and Grimjow just pulled out some second transformation form, people wouldn't call it an ass pull no matter what because it's Grimjow.
Yeah.
It would have been like, yeah,
Yeah, Grimjow's the shit, so.
just
And,
like people, and just like the Bleach fan, as the Bleach fans were, of course happy because especially for those who have been following the manga since he was first teased to be back. What, 3 years ago?
I don't think it's been that long.
Some people were saying like it was like 3 years ago, but they said something like it was like around like chapter 500. I think they said.
I don't remember, but
But the fact is that people have been waiting long time for this,
including
and
me.
and for those who have been waiting since the very first tease, have were really rejoicing.
Uh-huh.
You know, friggin' jumping up and down, screaming, who knows what, using all types of language, probably.
Yep.
Of course, as you, I had my moment in a different manga this week, but of course
Uh-huh.
that's. But anyway, we'll get to that later. As for Bleach, we have thought we can't. I know we only briefly mentioned it, but we can't glance over it now. You just can't,
No.
because. And I'm glad that she's able to use her adult form at will now,
Same.
thanks to our good old Deus Ex Machina scientist.
Yes, Kisuke is Mr. Batman.
Batman. No, he's not Batman. If anything, he's Tony Stark. He just has a gadget for He had an invention for everything.
Yeah.
Batman has a gadget for everything, but Tony Stark has an invention for everything. Like he just doesn't have like, oh, here's a gadget. Like Batman, a lot of his stuff, gadgets are like modified versions of things that already exist to better fit his need. Whereas, like, Tony Stark will come up with some random stuff that he just invents on the spot, which seems what fits Kisuke more. Because it's like, okay, you just say, hey, casually just randomly invents a bracelet that allows her to go back and forth from her forms at will.
Yeah. Okay. So Tony Stark.
But anyway, so
Yeah, she's back and she's trying to get some from Ichigo again.
just that, yeah. But see, this time there's not a time as she has more time to try.
Or do.
Well, I mean, you got the other Deus Ex Machina gelling over it.
Hmm.
So who knows? Future cat fight.
Maybe. Wouldn't be so much of a cat fight if she maxed her powers out where she could just reject Nell's existence.
Yeah, well, we all know what that a cat. If they were to actually have a cat fight over Ichigo, it would be a comedic fight.
Yes, of course.
They'd probably do. I don't know. I don't know. It's been this arc's been has a lot of serious moments in it, so it's been a while since he's had opportunity to do a lot of comedy. So I don't know. So I don't. So it's hard to remember if how good he is at writing comedy.
Oh my gosh, Bleach is some of the funniest shit.
Yeah, I know he has funny, but it's like it's been a while.
Yeah, it has been a while.
So it's like he tried to be funny last week with the whole like random cone reveal. Like, oh, I'm here. No, that wasn't funny.
You know what I thought was funny in this chapter was Ichigo's constant faces were just too funny in this chapter.
It was like, wait, what? What?
Just
Like, what the?
like all his surprises, like when he sees Ruruka, and then when Yoruichi's like, "Which part do you want me to explain?" All of it. His face is just priceless.
That's which is typical of Yoruichi. Friggin', Yoruichi is if you want to make another comparison to the Marvel universe, she seems like friggin' Black Widow, specifically from the one from the Winter Soldier.
Right.
So it's like oh yeah, I had all this going on.
Mhm.
Which
Yes, if you can't tell by now, we're in Marvel mode.
Yeah.
If you want to find out why, go watch the podcast.
Really, Strider? Do you honestly think that that anybody who watches these videos, first of all, anybody who's on the internet, which is required to watch these videos, would not know why we're in Avengers mode?
I know, right?
But still go watch the video.
That's what I'm trying to say, man.
I'm not saying not do it. I'm just saying that you're I don't want you treating our viewers badly by calling them. So
you guys know why, but go watch the fucking podcast, okay?
Yeah.
Anyway, Ruruka and I think his name is, it's not Yukio, are back, which is cool. I mean, I liked Ruruka in the Fullbring arc. She was one of the more interesting characters, but the one I'm waiting for the most is Tsukishima.
He's not coming back.
He already did come back.
Yeah, but what is he gonna like? This seemed like the moment that he would come back. Like, you know.
He was with Ganju, so I don't know what's going on there. But when he does come back, he needs to team up with Aizen. That's just simple. You gotta have the two trolls. Just completely. They could just create an army of angry Sternritter and just all everybody against Yuha Bak. Insert like illusion insert, illusion insert, illusion insert. Tsukishima is the best, guys. Let's go kill Yuha Bak.
I mean, that's not, are you sure? Are you sure he's still alive? Because I mean, I'm pretty sure I
No,
saw
he's dead,
him.
but he's in the Soul Society, dead.
Oh yeah.
Just like Ginjo and the guy who Kenpachi one shot. The three of them were shown with Ganju, but they're all dead. But they're in the Soul Society. That's the good thing about death in this series. They go to Soul Society.
Unless they were already Soul
Mhm.
Society members,
Mhm.
then they die forever.
Yeah, or they reincarnate. It's not exactly
Explain.
explained if they go back into human world as a new person entirely, because of the whole balance of souls things. But that's another discussion for another time.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
But that would probably be a most likely theory.
mhm.
Like, okay, we're gonna give you a break, and instead of, I, which I guess that could be considered a break. You
Right.
know, who knows?
Yeah, and then I
And then there's the, and then
guess.
there's and then there's the whole thing about like their is the body of the Shikigami that they have, is that like their soul, like is that actually, because I know like whole thing with Ichigo, he pushes his soul out of the body and that's his Shikigami form, but it's like because like for instance, example Yamamoto, like okay, if does that mean when he died his and whatever happened to his soul, whether it was if it was reincarnated, say into the human world, did that mean that they didn't have anything to bury,
um, I
or what?
don't
Then
know.
again, was there even anything left of him to bury?
Um, I think he
Huh.
got cut in half. I think right, but I don't know if he was burned to ashes by his own Bankai or not. I can't remember.
Which reminds me, you do realize that
He still has it. Yeah.
yes, Yuhavok still has that Bankai, as well as it looks like at the end of the chapter that he just finished absorbing the Soul King, and that next chapter we'll get a big reveal of his new design,
Mhm.
which is I'm expecting to be huge, big, awesome.
Yeah, I would hope so. Um, and then of course we had some dialogue with the the royal guard of the Sternritter with Uryu and Askin and all them.
They're like, yeah, newbie, don't worry about it.
Uh huh.
Yuha got it, and then Uyu's like half-heartedly like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, they're like, what are you?
Worried about.
Yeah, what do you worry about? It's like it's him. He can survive things just because it's him. That's a
No,
legitimate
no,
reason.
no, no. We have the manga world can only handle one character like that, and Yuha Bak was beaten by several years.
Yeah, unfortunately, but not fortunately. I don't know.
Um,
At least she's nowhere near this fucking manga. That's for sure.
yeah, well, let's not get too far off. But
No.
yeah, Yuha is. If you thought Yuha was Beast before, just forget about it.
Mhm. Yeah, now he's just gonna be like, holy crap. But
Like
we'll have to
it was,
see what kind of extent he's gonna have because it's still very vague.
yeah, because I mean, plus there's, as we all know, if you've been paying attention to the manga, we still have a slew of Bankais that still need to be revealed, that could be revealed as in this final fight
Oh yeah.
against the Elite Guard. So,
Yeah, I'm counting on it.
like, legitimately, and like, if it wasn't, and just in case you guys are thinking out there, no, they're not gonna. He's not gonna bring back that whole stupid thing about the Stern Ritter stealing the Bankais crap. That was he only put that in the story for two reasons. One, to kill Yamamoto, and two, to stall for time. Because if the you know the friggin' if the if the captains had their use of their bankais, they would have wiped the floor.
Yeah.
Especially since we know of one really powerful captain who is only recently unlocked first his Shikai form.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say recent days, but that was years. That was over easily over 2 years ago.
In recent days in Bleach time, I
Yeah.
guess.
So, and just in case you guys couldn't figure that out, we're talking about Kenpachi.
Hmm. Yeah. But that was obvious as well. So.
Yeah, but so next chapter maybe we'll get the bloodbath will start.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Hopefully.
So overall, yeah, I thought this was a pretty good chapter.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It had a lot of what I did value. Like, it did have some comedy because I did kind of like Orihime's faces and the whole jealousy thing on top of Ichigo's faces, which were just too
Well,
funny.
don't forget or Orihime's jealousy faces jealousy face is because of her relationship with Ichigo. It's a comboed with slight bits of embarrassment because she still hasn't technically like acted on them. Because you
Right.
know how like anime characters are like, oh, it's pretty obvious to most people that she likes this character, but she hasn't said anything to him yet. But
Hmm.
so when she gets jealous over the character, it's like, oh, why are you getting jealous? I thought you didn't like him, or something like that. And they're like, ooh, and they start blushing.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean that the comedy was funny, and I like this chapter for that, and as well as just
Grimjaw.
general stuff. So yeah.
So, and of course, and now I'm going to tell you guys. This is now Strider hasn't said this yet, but this is probably on his personal wish list before the end. A friggin' stare down match between Grimjow, Shukishima, and friggin' Aizen. Just like a stare down, and then like some side by side speech.
Of course, you have to cue the Kill Bill music.
Yeah, because guess what? After the speech, it'll be followed by Kill Bill style violence
Yeah.
and blood. Especially if I when especially when not if when Aizen gets released fully,
Yeah.
which almost makes me think that Kubo's trying to set up a instead of having the final battle the series the final villain of the series being Bach, that possibly having the final villain be a rematch be Aizen again, and then have like a rematch between Ichigo and Aizen.
Yeah, it certainly could be that way. We
Because I
just
mean it would.
have no idea.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it just feels like because Aizen's obviously has gotten miles stronger,
Hmm.
and it's obvious to everyone that he's not going to stay contained, and I highly doubt he's going to just give up on his oh, I was imprisoned for a bit, so I was imprisoned for a while, so I guess I'm going to change my ways.
Right.
Now, where have I heard a trollish character do that before? Like, oh, I changed my ways. Nope.
Hmm.
Where have I heard that before? Oh, I
Yeah.
know. Loki.
Yeah. That's exactly what I was thinking. Hmm.
Yeah, so I think that's everything I've had to say on the topic of Bleach this week.
All right then.